Hello, may you state your name for me, please?
Mary Kimbrough.
Hello, I'm Dariana. Nice to meet you. And I'll just be asking a few questions about marriages and step families.
Feel free.
What will lead to successful or stable marriages?
Based on what I know and what I have experienced, trust is number one. When you marry, the person has already been raised. You can't re-raise anybody. And we just trust each other. That's what I say, trust.
How do you build trust?
Well, you build trust by whatever person tells you, unless you find out something different, you have to believe that. And I do believe that once you put your trust in a person, he has to live up to that.
What are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage?
The spiritual life in my life. You have to be spiritually connected. And when you're spiritually connected, everything will go all right because you're letting God lead you and your family.
Yes, ma'am. What do you think about step families in America today?
Step families? It's the only way out for some people. And they are good people. We have all sorts of people. But if you're getting someone over your child, it should be someone that you really trust with your child, someone you have dealt with long enough to kind of know them.
How do you feel step parents should go about disciplining children?
That depends. Some people, even if they own their own children, they don't know how to.
Very true.
You can go too far, but it's just, we're not taught how to be parents. And so we just have to use common sense. And if you're with someone who doesn't have common sense, hope you have some over your children.
Are you married today?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
61 years.
And how did you know that he was the man that you wanted to marry?
You want to know the truth? When he asked to marry me, I said, oh, you want to marry me? I wasn't even thinking about marrying. And so I learned to love him. And he was so different from the other men that I had been in contact with.
What made him different?
Because, to tell the truth, I'm going to be honest, every young man that I met was only looking for the bed. This man was not looking for the bed. And I separated him from all the rest.
Are the things that you see within the families in today's time the same as when you were growing up?
No, ma'am. Quite different. Now children are raising parents instead of parents are doing their job.
Would you like to add to that?
No. Because I don't have any kids, so
No kids?
I would never understand them. No kids.
Thank you. Do you have any children?
3.
Okay.
All productive citizens. They have contributed to the United States. 2 sons retired from the
What are some
space
things?
program.
I'm sorry.
1 retired from the Air Force.
What are some things that you feel you did to make sure that your kids were going to be successful?
I gave up a whole career to be home every day so I could be on field trips, have my children dinner, my husband's dinner. I just gave up the outside stuff so I could really be a wife and a mother.
As a wife, what are some things you're supposed to do?
As a wife, the house is your responsibility. And make sure the house is clean, make sure you have food. I order groceries, I cook, I do some discipline too.
And the husband, what is
My
his
husband, the
role?
only thing my husband did was work. And I would always encourage him to get those boys, 3 boys, get those boys and let them work with you while you're doing whatever you're doing, rather than being mama boys. Yeah.
Right on. What are some causes or origins of the social problems that families are faced with?
Well, finance. I think people get finance and don't know what to do with it. You have to learn to live within your means. You can't keep up with the Jones.
Very true. Are they largely moral problems as claimed by some cities, or I apologize, are they largely problems as claimed by some critics, or are they because of some regular means no longer exist?
I just think a lot of times people don't understand. People haven't been taught. You know, living is a learning process. And you got to be taught a lot of things. We come here knowing nothing.
What are some encouraging words you would give to a young couple?
What I give to a young couple is to love your partner, trust your partner, and live in such a way he will allow you to be free. Don't smother you, don't smother him.
Thank you for that. That was really useful. What can and should be done to solve some of the problems facing the nuclear family and marriage in our community?
Well, we need to encourage our men to step up and assume their responsibilities. We find that they are shirking their responsibilities. And we have the one mama raising all the children and daddy over here someplace. And we need to find some way to try to teach. I think we need more teaching. If we could get hold to these younger people after they marry or before they marry and really put something into them as to what they should do. A lot of times people marry, they don't know what you're supposed to do. What's your responsibility?
Right. Now you said you've been married for
61 years.
For 61 years. How were you able to keep your marriage lasting for so long?
Mine lasted because after 3 years, I asked my grandmother, I always thought you had to have a fight. After 3 years, I said to my grandmother, I haven't had a fight yet. And she said, now you're getting ready to start something. So I'm still waiting for that fight. I learned that you don't have to fight to be in a marriage. And when you have a spiritual life, there is no fighting in it.
That is beautiful. Do you have any more relationship, marriage advice for young people, old people, in between?
But now, what I tell the young people, especially like these young people on the campus, these boys are not looking for wives most times. So don't let the young men use you up. Nah, that's my advice.
That one I did. That one there was 14.
So don't let these young boys use them up. And what are some things you could say to the girls to make sure that they are not in a position to be used by these young men?
Number one, you're going around naked, you're asking for trouble. Young people now are not dressing properly, and you're asking for trouble. You look like a hooker. So the boy, naturally, he's going to come after you because you look like an easy prey. I may not be answering the way you want, but...
No, I love all of your answers. I just want you to just tell me everything. Just whatever you want to say it.
Okay, what am I on now?
Whatever you would like to talk about as far as marriage, relationships, younger people, older people. How about divorce? How do you feel you were able to avoid divorce for so long?
A red Mustang.
You know,
for my
what the good Lord puts together, I really believe will stay. But a lot of times we're putting ourselves together. And we put different, like we go for beauty, we go for all these different things that really don't matter. We need to look at the heart of a person and get to know a person. Sometimes we jump too quick. Yeah, you get to know your partner. A little something, you'll never know him or her.
What are some things you did to get to know your husband better before you married him?
Before I married him, I had to learn to love him. I was learning to love my husband because he was just so different from the other men I had met. And I found that I could trust him, just the least little thing. If he said he's going to be in the cafeteria at 2, he was there. Or whatever, whatever he said, he did.
Very good, very good.
Some of these young guys like that one and that one.
Oh, not you.
Your way.
How do you feel about current families that are splitting up? Do you feel like what are ways that you feel that families can stay together, especially families that have children?
I really believe that people need counseling. Whether it's from your mother or your dad, your friend, you have good friends can counsel you better than your family sometimes. And sometimes people just need professional counseling. You just need help. And people, I've noticed that people say, well, when I was young, I did this and that because I didn't understand. I was making mistakes then, but I'm a different person now.
That's right.
So as we live, we learn.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I hope it'll help you, child.